What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to Rebuilding Everton. Today we have Sheffield United and Charlton in the championship. Sheffield United are 10th, Charlton are 3rd, so that's going to be a tough match. And they're equal on points with Stoke and Middlesbrough. They're only behind in goal difference, so they're right up there challenging with us. I mean, we're 13 points clear currently, so we're doing pretty well. But they're still a little bit of a threat. We've still been a little bit inconsistent at points this season, so we can. I'm not saying we're guaranteed to be promoted just yet. Portsmouth are actually down in 12th, so we're coming back for Sheffield United instead. The last 2 games since we were last here, we only played 2 since the Man City match. Played West Brom, beat them 1-0. Kai Watkin-Jones loves scoring off of camera, is shy on camera. He scores a goal. Played decently well. Then played Newcastle, just smashed them 3-0. Kai Watkin-Jones with another goal. He's just so good. I don't understand it. He can't score on camera. No goals there. No goals there. And he did score a goal against Man City, didn't he? A header. But yeah, he scored headers on camera, but he's scoring great goals off of camera. So I just wish he would do it when you're watching him. Hopefully he'll do that here today against Sheffield United and Charlton. We kind of need him to step up and get a goal. Sheffield United's away. Charlton is on TV at home. That'll be a good game. In terms of the lineup, we've got a couple injuries. Joseph Diop is injured. He's only out for 2 more days. He could play, but I'm not going to risk him. We've got plenty of good midfielders now. We have most of our midfielders back, so we're doing pretty decent in the midfield. Joe Gray, our third choice striker, is out for 3 to 4 weeks, so that's not a huge loss for us, as long as Balo stays healthy. So this is the squad we're going with. We're doing a little bit of rotation for this game. Albert Racine, who is the new signing, we did end up signing him on transfer deadline day. So he's come in and he looks really good. 5-star potential, 3-star, wonder kid description. Really good physicals, pretty good mentals. Okay technicals. He's got good technicals for center back, except his tackling's a little bit low. Heading only 12 is a little bit low, but I think he's a solid center back and he's a solid right fullback. So I think he could be good for us. If he's really got that 5-star potential, he's going to be great for us. And for only $10.5 million is a good deal. So I'm happy with that. We also brought in Bernard Codrington on loan, just a depth piece at fullback and center back. He can play anywhere along the back line, and he can play defensive midfield. So he's just a cover guy that if we have any more injuries at defensive midfield, he can slot in there. If we have injuries at right back, he can slot in. Left back, he can slot in. Center back, he can slot in. Fairly strong left foot, so he can do decently well on the left-hand side. He's just a really good, versatile, option to have. And he's English, which is nice. He's not that good, but he's just an emergency option. So, in terms of the rotation for this game, Albert Racine is coming in. He actually had a really good game last game. He was the man of the match, like an 8.6. So, he's going to start this game. Kieran Duffy's going to come in at left back. Malheiros is going to come in at ball-winning midfielder. He's unhappy because I had to promise him that we were going to strengthen the strikers, and we didn't. I thought he'd give us, a full year to do it, but he gave us like 5 days. So we signed him, and then like 5 days later, the transfer window closed, and we didn't sign a striker in that time. So he's just absolutely crazily annoyed with us, which is ridiculous. You didn't sign a striker in 5 days. I'm going to want out of this club. I can't trust you ever again. That is just so unrealistic. But their promises are so unrealistic, though. Like, the fact you have to strengthen at that certain position in that transfer window, or they'll want to leave forever, is just absurd. But he's signed to a 3-year deal. He can rot if he wants to. 4-year deal. Well, I think it's technically a 3.5 or so. He can rot if he wants to, but I'm going to give him the start because I want him to. I mean, he's got a lot of potential, so I want to see him improving, and I'm hoping he can be our long-term option at defensive midfield. Him or the other youngster we brought in can be our 2 long-term options at defensive midfield. So Zigovic comes in the midfield. He comes back. He's back from his injury. He's only recommended 75 minutes, but we'll see what I give him. Olaru starts. Normal wings and normal striker, so I didn't change up there. I didn't really want to risk changing that up too much. And Miniconi needs some match sharpness, so I want to give him as much game time as I can. Get him sharp. But let's get into this game. I'm going to tell him I want him to pick up from where they left off last time. A good 3-0 win last time they were on the pitch. So, yeah, more of that, please. Here they are for kickoff. Let's get this going. We should be the favorites. We are away from home, but they're in 10th. I mean, they're like 20 some points behind us. I don't even know how much behind us they are. Quite a bit behind us. We've got a pretty big lead at the top. I mean, it's probably more than 20 points. We've got 13 points to second place, so we're probably quite a few points ahead of them. So we should be the much better team. And Miniconi scores the goal right off the bat. After 4 minutes, Benjamin Zigrovic puts in the cross. Zigrovic is still unhappy because he's not being sold to a better club. He thinks he's a championship or a Champions League caliber player. I'm not too sure about that. I don't think he could get on any squad in the Champions League. He might be a backup for him, but he's never going to be a starter in a Champions League squad. He's going to be a starter in our squad, probably until we get to where we can compete for Champions Leagues. He's a pretty good player, so I want to keep him here pretty long term. Hopefully he can get over that unhappiness. I'm sure he will. I don't know how long his contract is, but hopefully it's long enough we can just hold on to him until he gets happy again. With a promotion to the Premier League, that should solve his unhappiness, I would think. So, Albarracin. He's already looking like a wonderful signing. He scores a goal. He had an 8.6 last match. He gets his first ever Everton goal this match. We are 2-0 up after 10 minutes. Malheiros involved. Albarracin cuts inside, puts it to Olaru, who puts it right back to Albarracin. He just smashes it at the near post, hits the post, and goes in. A wonderful finish by our right back. He doesn't have very good finishing, but he did pretty good there. 20th minute, we have another highlight. Looks like it's going to start with Sheffield United. Looks like we're going to intercept, though. Albarracin, again, all over the place. Pass across the pitch to Miniconi. Miniconi driving at the defense, tries the long shot, but that's optimistic at the most. That's not going in anytime, but I like the effort. It's worth a shot. We've been the dominant team so far. They have one shot, and it wasn't even on target. We have 2 goals, like 5 shots. We've been clinical. Watkin-Jones is the only one that needs a goal now. Like, he needs a goal on camera with his foot. We've seen he can score a header, but can he score with his foot? Can he shoot and put it on target and put it in the back of the net? On camera, we'll have to wait to see. He hasn't shown it really yet, so I'm hoping he can, just for, not for his confidence, but for my confidence in him. Like, he scores with his header. Like, he can score with his head on camera just fine. He does it again. Like, those are like, I think he scored 3 total headers this series so far. 2 of them have been in the last 2 matches I've shown on camera. So, yeah, he's able to do that, but I want to see him score with a shot. I need to see him prove that he can do that on camera, because he hasn't yet. Zigrovic is looking to take the ball down this right-hand side, back to Alexander Douglas, who's been pretty disappointing the last few games. He's had below like a 6.5 the last 2 games in a row, so for a guy that's pretty much been one of our best players this season, that's really disappointing. Like, he's probably been our most consistent player other than Zigrovic. Like, Zigrovic is probably the most consistent, best player so far this season. Douglas is probably second. He scored quite a few goals. He seems to do it on camera. He does it off camera. He does it every single time. He's really clinical. And he gets involved in the play as well. As they get a goal here, put a ball across from Morley. Kalu with a header at the back post. Just before halftime, they make it 3-1, but still should be comfortable. We shouldn't be allowing 2 more goals. We're very good defensively this season, so Duffy couldn't quite get across his man. And it looks like Albarracin let Ramon let Kalu get across him far too easily. And it's going to be 3-1 at halftime. Their only shot on target is their goal, because of course it is. I'm going to say I might be winning, but that could change if your performance levels drop. Don't let that happen. I would have told them I'd be happy if they didn't concede that 1 goal at the end of the game, or end of the half. But they did, so they have to be vigilant. Don't concede another, because then it gets really worrisome. They score 1 more, and then they're only 1 away, so you can't be too confident in that scenario. As Charlton and Middlesbrough and Stoke are all kind of jockeying for places. Stoke hasn't played yet, so they're gonna probably jump ahead of these teams once they play, and they'll still only be 13 points behind us. But right now, it looks like we have like a 14 or 15 point lead. As they're gonna put a bad pass in, it's gonna be intercepted by Watkin-Jones. Play him through. Watkin-Jones is through. He's got a man at the defender, or Alexander Douglas just jogged. If he would have sprinted, I think he would have gotten there. It would have been an option for a cross. But he didn't. We are exhausted. I need to sub off some of these players. Alexander Douglas has been awful yet again. Sal Quintero will come in. Take Olaru off. I'm going to actually switch these players around. I'm going to move Zigrovic to the left side. I'm going to bring on Ferreira or Lesniak. Let's bring on Ferreira. He's the one I think I'm going to keep long term as like our second or third center or defensive midfielder option because he is partially English. He has English as a second nationality. He's been at the team long enough. He has English as a second nationality, so he's non-foreign, which is really nice. We don't have a whole lot of non-foreign players anymore. We've sold most of our non-foreign players. Bring on Balo as the last sub. That's looking like how it's going to be the game ends. 25 shots, 10 on target, and we only score 3 goals. That's a little disappointing, but we only had 1.68 XG for 10 shots on target. That is hard to do. I don't know how they managed that. How do you have 10 shots on target, but only 1.6 XG? Typically, you've seen like 3 plus XG with that kind of shots on target. That is very annoying. I mean, is that just them shooting straight at the goalkeeper? Or are they putting difficult shots on target? I mean, that's kind of what it looks like to me, is they're putting difficult shots on target. Say, well done, that was a good win. So if they're doing that, I'm not going to be too angry about it. If they're actually able to put difficult shots on target, that's a good thing. So, Zigrovic with 2 assists. Superb with the quality of your chances. I'll see you in 3 days for Charlton. We are back on the day of the Charlton match. And this is the squad I'm going with. Albarracin holds his spot at right back. He's been so good the last 2 matches. I just can't drop him for Veridiano. Veridiano's been decent, but Albarracin's been absolutely fantastic the last 2 games. So he's going to keep his spot until he proves me wrong. So he's going to keep his spot. Lesniak comes in for Malheiros. Just an older, more established player that I know I can trust. I'm not sure about Malheiros and his low passing. Like, it worries me a little bit every single time I see him on the ball, so I'm going to put Lesniak in there. Zigrovic is a little bit tired, but I'm still going to start him. He's been in such good form, I just can't sit him. He's been so good. And this is a tough match against third in the league, so I can't really afford to sit him. Olaru keeps his place. Diop is on the bench. Olaru's had 2 pretty good games in a row, so I'm going to see if he can keep that form going. Douglas has been absolutely horrific. 6.46 in the last 5. That is tough to do. That is a terrible rating, but I'm going to give him another chance. This is probably one of his last chances I'm going to give him until I drop him. Probably move Miniconi over and bring in Jorge Perez when if I can't trust him to play to a quality level. So this is his last shot. Miniconi and Kai's a little bit tired as well, but with his form, I can't sit him either. He's been scoring every single game pretty much. So he's got to play. I can't really trust Balo as much as I'm trusting Kai right now. I know earlier in this series I was not trusting Kai at all, but he's earned my trust. He's scored like 22 goals this season. 18 and 30 in the league now. He's over a goal every other game, which is pretty good. So for where he started especially, like, he's really come on leaps and bounds. He was at like every 3 games he was scoring a goal. So to be over 2 now shows how much better he's been recently. So he's going to start. Let's get into the game. See how we can do against third in the table. I think they're still third. Let me check. Let me double check before I get there, because a couple games have been played before. They are 4th in the table now. They must have lost their last game. They drew. They drew the last 2 games with Nottingham Forest and Fulham. So they're down in 4th now. Middlesbrough have jumped them. We're still 13 points ahead of Stoke. Stoke have a very good goal difference. Ours is even better, but 35 goal difference is pretty good for a team with 66 points. So I'm going against 4th in the table now with Charlton, but it's still going to be a tough match. They might have drawn their last 2, but they're still a good team. They've done really well so far this season, exceeding expectations. So we have to make sure we can't, take them too easy. They're going to be good. We have to trust in ourselves and just play to the best of our abilities. I'm going to say the media have given you a lot of credit lately, so go out there and put on a worthy display. Zigrovic is still unsure, but I have faith. Kai is also composed. I have faith. This is our stadium with no corners. I don't know why the stadium looks like this. Like, why are there no corners in our stadium? Is that just like we can add on and add corners? Because I would like to add corners. It looks so weird without any corners. Especially, like, you can see on the thumbnail what the stadium is supposed to look like. This looks nothing like the actual stadium, so kind of annoying, but what can you do? Stadium's not that big of a deal, really. What's more important is the play on the pitch, so let's see if we can do well again today. We played well last game. See if we can play equally well this game. We're getting a lot of shots off so far. Through 26 minutes, we have 8 shots, but we've only put one of them on target, so Kai's having another one of those days where he can't find a single shot on target. He's so shy on camera. Like, I don't understand it. He's so good off of camera. He's so clinical off of camera recently, especially as Albarracin gets injured. That's not good. He's been really good for us, so I can't really afford to have him injured. I don't have a lot of options at right back. Obviously, I have that loanee that I brought in, which is going to be huge right now because otherwise we would have no right backs. So he's going to be big for us, but he's not a very good player, so I don't want to have to start him in any opportunity. Like, unless I'm playing bottom of the table, that's the only place where I'd be comfortable starting him. Is we have Miniconi and Arias exchanging the ball on the left-hand side. Arias looking to put in a whipped cross, but it hits a post, I think. Either hit the post or the keeper. I wasn't quite sure which, but rebounds out, but we're not able to get the second ball. Arias is going to win that header, but Nurse is going to pick it up, put it to Thompson, into Negrete, into Potter, to Thompson, over the top looking for Sweeney, but Barracin wins it. A little bit of advantage him being 6'1" at right back. He can win those headers. So that's kind of nice as well. Sousa's going to win that one, and Laru, that's one thing we don't really have in our defense is very tall players. Like 6'1" is our tallest defender. Like Albarracin and Sousa are both 6'1". So we don't have a whole lot of height at center back, which means we're not going to have a whole lot. As we get a penalty, Kai with a chance to score with his foot, he's probably going to miss because he is on camera. If he misses, I won't know what to say. Please score. Good Lord. What is wrong with Kai Watkin-Jones? Does he know I'm recording? Is this game sentient? What is happening? How can he not score on camera to save his life? I was thinking about subbing off Albarracin, but he's playing decently well, and I didn't see what his injury was. I thought it said pulled something ligaments, which isn't good. If that's what it is, I'll probably take him off, because that's not great. Pulled knee ligaments, yeah, that's not very good. I'm going to take him off, bring on Verdiano. I don't want him to get seriously injured. Just before halftime, we've not scored a goal. We definitely should have, because we had a penalty, but Kai Watkin-Jones is on camera, so of course he's going to miss. That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how true it is that he can't score on camera. As Alexander Douglas puts that wide, he's actually had one of his best games in recent memory. 6.9 so far is very good for what he's currently been showing. It's way above a 6.4, so can't really complain. Zalara's going to win the ball in the midfield. Arias with a long ball, looking for Alexander Douglas, but it gets intercepted by McNeil. Comes into Gilchrist eventually, into McLaren. But terrible ball as Miniconi steals it. He's going to be through on goal, but he hits it right at the keeper. Keeper makes a save. He tries to go to the near post. The keeper's equal to it. And we're still not able to find our goal. We should have scored this first half. We absolutely should have scored this first half. We've just not been good enough. We've not been clinical in front of goal. We have so many shots, but so few on target. 15 shots, 6 on target, 2 XG, and 0 goals. They have 1 shot, 0.15 XG, and they're currently drawing with us. I'm going to thrash my arms at this team. I'm far from pleased. Not even close to good enough. Our front 3 have been terrible this game. Zigovic is probably going to need to come off pretty soon. He's already exhausted, but he's one of our best performing players. Actually, Arias has been our best player so far, but Zigovic is up there with 6.9. I can't afford to take him off. He's the only goal-scoring threat we really have at center midfield right now. Alaru is not scoring that often. He's scoring every now and then, but Zigovic is scoring quite a few goals. As he goes for a goal there, but puts it just wide. He scored some great goals, too. He scored some very good-looking long shots. Do I take off Watkin-Jones or Miniconi? I think I'm going to take off Miniconi. He's not done anything this game. Bring in Jorge Perez. I'm going to trust Watkin-Jones for another 10-15 minutes. See if he can prove me right. I'm going to take off Alaru. He's not been very good. 6.5 average rating. I'm going to bring in Diop. Zigovic back up to a 7, so he's just going to have to die on the pitch. Like, he's going to have a heart attack or something because that's the only way he's getting off this pitch. I think I have to bring on a second striker. I think I'm going to take off Lesniak. He's played well, but I think I need a second striker right now. We need to score a goal. I'm going to bring on Balo as a second striker. I have no more subs. That's right, I had to take off Albarracin. Well, dang it. So much for that. I guess Lesniak's going to move into center midfield as a box-to-box midfielder. Put Zigrovic on attack. Put the wingbacks on wingback attack. And just go very attacking. We need to score a freaking goal. We so deserve a goal. We almost have 3 XG probably by now? More direct, more expressive. Stop working the ball into the box. Distribute quickly, however you want. Much higher defensive line. No, much higher defensive line. I'm going to berate the team because they've been absolutely awful. 2.3 XG, 18 shots, 0 goals. How, like, that is hard to do. Shoot on sight. Stop playing out of the defense. Distribute over the defense. Take long kicks. I'm doing everything I can to get a goal right now. We so deserve a goal. This will be one of the worst performances of the season if we don't get a goal here, and it looks like we're not. We're going to draw with Charlton with 19 shots. 2.5 XG. Watkin-Jones, what is wrong with you? Why is he so broken? He is a broken player. He can perform off camera wonderfully. You put him on camera and he wilts. Like, he doesn't even have, like, this isn't technically a big, I don't know, maybe this is technically a big match, but he doesn't have poor big matches. That was not good enough. Especially Watkins. I'm going to throw a water bottle at your head. I'm furious. Absolutely horrific. We're still pretty far ahead. I mean, they have Stoke and Middlesbrough have a game in hand. So we're only going to be at, 11 points clear when they win, most likely. Giving away too many points right now. No, we haven't lost much. Albarracin out 9 to 12 days. Still gone 16 unbeaten, so I can't complain too much about that, but 2 draws in the last 5 league games is not good enough. For a team of our caliber, we should be absolutely walking this league. And we should be scoring when you have 20 shots on target. Or not 20 shots on target, 20 shots. Nearly 10 shots on target. We should be scoring. One of them being a penalty. We definitely should be scoring a penalty. Watkin-Jones is like, I want to see what his penalty record is, because it's not good. 3 of 5. So he's missed 2 penalties. I'm pretty sure both of them have been on camera. He scored every single penalty not on camera, but he's missed both of his penalties on camera. 1 in the cup, 1 in the league. He's just a broken player. I don't understand him. I literally don't understand him. He looks so freaking good. His passing's gone up to 12. Off the ball, 16. Technique is 15. His first touch has gone up to 16. He looks like such a good player. He's just so inconsistent, which is a thing of his. He's fairly inconsistent. But, I mean, he's been consistently good off camera. Like, he's scoring every single game. I'm pretty sure every single game I've not shown you, he has scored in the last 2 months. Scored. They didn't score in that game. He didn't. Because we showed it on camera. Scored. He did score in the other game on camera. Scored. Didn't score. So he scored in literally every game off of camera the last 2 months. But the 2 of the 4 games on camera, he has not scored. And the other 2, he's only scored via a header. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. The game knows. Well, let's just find out which the next game it is that he's not going to score on. Middlesbrough coming up. I think we'll come back for Middlesbrough. They're going to be right up there with us at the top. Who are we playing otherwise? Reading or Coventry? It looks like Reading. So I'll come back for Middlesbrough, Reading. Then I'll probably come back for the end of the season after that, because we should have it about set up so we can win. After that, I'll probably be coming back for whenever we can actually win the league. because we're out of all the cup competition, so all we have to work for is the league. So I'll see you next time for Middlesbrough Reading. If you've made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. Links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.